I have four words to describe EA's 2018 press conference. Show me the games. Seriously, they showed us almost nothing this year. All the stuff they did announce, they just grown on about for 10 years and no one even cared. I mean, they didn't even announce Skateboard. Like, come on. I also do a quick roundup of the 7 games they did show for the people who skipped it or couldn't see it, which I don't blame you for. Okay, so I joined a few minutes early with some generic filler talking to EA people like the senior recruiter. I was like, whatever. And then the show started. The show started for real. And it said, "Oh, we're gonna show you some Battlefield 5 multiplayer footage," and I proceeded to talk about the main single player of the game for 15 minutes. To be like, "War stories, baby," and then they showed a trailer. I couldn't even. I don't know if it was multiplayer or single player. It's very hard to tell. So the immediate next thing was the FIFA trailer. Like, literally, the Battlefield trailer ended, dude started talking, and it faded into a soccer field. It was the only time in the show they transitioned between games. Had some fucker walking on stage being like, "I'm John Boyega, and this is Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they use it on goddamn FIFA." So as I talked about that for a bit, brought up EA Origins, talked to Vince Zambella, some dude from Respawn or something, and they're like, "Hey, we're making a Star Wars game in Rogue One times. It's about the First War or whatever. Screw those people who wanted that one Star Wars game for the pandemic." Haha. So we talked about Battlefront 2, and where it can pretty much be summarized like this. Come up, please come back. I mean, we removed the loot boxes, we fixed the server, we balanced everything, we're adding new content. I mean, come on. So that was overall pretty unimportant. I mean, they're finally adding Grievous and Obi-Wan in, so I mean, that's cool. Next up was Unravel 2. They stole the concept from Knack 2 of adding the blue version of the main character for co-op. Like, how dare you? I mean, other than that, looks alright. I mean, I might pick it up as having a second guy could really impact, the gameplay. Thanks for the good game, Michael. After that, they showed off some game called Sea of Solitude. The only thing I got from the entire time they were on stage was that the plot of the game was that people turn into monsters and they're lonely. I mean, the game trailer they had showed me nothing about the gameplay, so that was pretty usual. Next up was Madden. Yep. As Command & Conquer's rival was next, they had Nick at Night, who exclusively uploads clickbait Clash Royale videos. Some dude named In Control who plays real video games to duke it out in the game. Obviously, In Control won. Might as well tell you the games for mobile. The Android people get the pre-alpha first, so Apple elitists can suck their own dicks with $1,000 Apple branded copies. Yeehaw. Anyways, after that, they finally showed off Anthem. And I feel EA has a contractual obligation to hold the game hostage till the end of the conference. They did it last year with Battlefield 4. I mean, it might be the only way people stay is there's like zero applause at the show. Normally in press conference, people will be like making NAC 3, and people will be like, I mean, not for NAC 3, obviously. But the EA conference is like, yeah, but anyways, Anthem looks alright. There's like 4 classes. There's like a Storm guy, Bulk guy, dude who looks like Genji from Overwatch, some other guy, and you go through levels, you shoot guys. I mean, I always said they wanted to put more story than usual in these like MMO shooter things, which I guess is nice. The comparison to Destiny is pretty on point. Like, it's more on that than just the visual level. I mean, it's really the best way I can explain it. It's, as I've been saying, these trailers don't really tell you anything. Even the people on stage don't really tell you anything. The only thing I gained from the Battlefield thing is that it's going to be a Battle Royale mode, and there's not a season pass this time. Anyways, they might have announced something else, as they're telling people to say for some Madden tournament, but like 80,000 people left within 5 minutes. So I wouldn't know if they did anything after that. Anyways, as another EA press conference passes, it kind of confirms my idea that I'm pretty sure that EA doesn't know how to present their games. I mean, most companies have wised up to the fact so that most people just want announcements and details are only used for necessary, like something they want to really hype up. Meanwhile, EA's like, hey, let's just talk about each game for 10 or more minutes, regardless if anyone cares. So overall, uneventful, Microsoft's press conference can be more interesting for sure.